Yo, people, what's going on back again? Ransom Redmond in the house. What's good, bro?
Going on, my G. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm not bad. I'm not bad, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm quality. I'm quality. Coming out here looking like a specky bastard. Though do you know what? I'd usually wear my glasses more. I'd wear my glasses more if the light weren't there and the light weren't so huge. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the light ring gets in the way and you can't see the brown. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of
I
those.
hear you. I
But
hear
yeah,
you,
man,
my
I'm good.
bro.
I'm good. Do you know what? I've been different to other folk. I've enjoyed a bit of a break from Premier League football myself. You know what I'm saying?
Really, your
So
team are winning though.
I've still enjoyed it because anything can happen around the corner, and it's nice to be able to at least believe your team is fine and not completely shit, and you can
Mm,
get that off 4 games. Do you get what I'm saying?
mm.
The possibility of injuries and stuff is still something that I'm fearful of, and the possibility of the squad capitulation is still there. But yes, it's been better than so far, or than what I thought we were going to do so far. So not too bad, my friend, not too bad. And then you've got Man United on the other hand being shit bags. Oh, it's beautiful. What's going on with your collapse, by the way? You know what I'm saying? Like Sancho, he's deleting statements. Like, it's like, you know, like when a lad deletes a DM off someone, it's like, why are you deleting it? It's being seen. Do
No,
you
but
get what
to
I'm
be
saying?
fair,
The
he's
screenshot
been
probably.
he's been asked he's been asked clearly to delete it. Do you know what I'm saying? So they said that he had talks with the club or whatever, talks to the manager. He deleted it. Do you know what I mean? And now they're saying that they asked him to apologize and he refused. So now he's not playing.
Do you think he's a bit of a pussy for that? Do you reckon he should have stood his
Well,
ground? You know what I
he did.
mean?
He did stand
Like,
his ground and didn't
but he
apologize. Do you know
deleted
what I
it
mean?
though. But
Yeah,
he
but that doesn't mean
deleted it.
anything though. The reason why he
You
deleted
don't
it,
think so?
yeah. No, he deleted it. It makes perfect sense why he deleted it. I understand why he deleted it. He deleted it because it doesn't still need to be there. It was pinned as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't need to be there every time someone goes to his page because it's over now. So because it's over, delete it. I completely understand why he
Hasn't he been
deleted it.
suspended?
He hasn't been suspended, but they're saying that he's going to be training with away from the squad with like a individual trainer or something like that until everything is resolved. If I'm Sancho, yeah, it's September now. I'd just be like, bun this guy. I'm leaving in January anyway. I'm not apologizing. Why should I apologize?
I feel you. I feel you. No, I feel you.
Because you know what
I,
I
I'm.
don't. You know what I don't like in situations like
Wait
this.
there,
And
he
I've
hasn't apologised. Wait there, I just need
no,
to ask you. He hasn't
yeah, he
apologised.
refused to apologize, and that's why he's been banished from the team.
So, what's the score? Is he coming back in the team? Is there a door there for him, or is this one that'll only
we
get
don't we
resolved at
don't
the time?
really know, but what we do know is that the club are clearly leading a witch hunt because it's funny that everything that's going on now is just coming out in the press. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're very much briefing, they're very much briefing the press, and this is very much a character assassination of a player. Like it's the most obvious thing I've ever seen because
I feel you, blood.
they're bringing up all these things that supposedly happened months ago and all these other things, and now all of a sudden everything's just coming out like clockwork. Do you know what I'm saying? So the club are blatantly fueling this, and the thing about this situation, that I find funny is I wouldn't apologize either. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I've been in loads of situations, in life where I'm not in the wrong. I know I'm not in the wrong, but a man wants me to apologize, just to kind of submit to them, bro. I'm not submitting to you, bruv. Like, who are you? Do you know what I mean?
So, is
If
that
we've
your position? Is your position Sancho has not done anything wrong? Yeah.
No, my position is if he believes he hasn't done anything wrong, which he does,
Yeah.
which is why he did put the statement out, then why should he apologize?
Okay.
If he's taken the statement down already, because as a man, say me and you, we
Yeah.
we have a disagreement. You believe you're in the right, I believe I'm in the right.
Yeah.
We can just decide to just draw a line under it and just move on. No one needs to apologize to anyone. Do you know what I'm saying? If I'm saying,
Yeah.
nah, you have to apologize to me or you're not playing, that's you kind of trying to, do you know what I mean? You're trying to exercise your authority over me. And what if I decide that, bro, like I'm not apologizing? Like I don't see nothing wrong with that. Do you know what I
Now
mean?
we've got
Because
a now we've got a
yeah,
conflict. You know what I mean?
100,
You know?
100%. Because as men, we can just decide to draw a line under things. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it happens a lot in life. No one has to apologize. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the male, like masculinity is one thing. Yeah, there's male ego, and then there's also if I just don't believe I'm wrong, like, and it's not even an ego thing. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? If I don't believe I'm wrong, I'm not apologizing. I don't care what the situation is. Bruv, even if you're my girl, yeah, and you're crying and you're saying, "Oh, just say sorry," I'm not saying sorry.
But with your mum's different though, innit? Because like with my mum,
No,
yeah,
my
like
mum or my girl does. I'm not apologizing, bro. Like if I
even your mum as
don't,
well. Are you
nope,
on that with your ma?
no, bruv. If I don't believe I'm wrong, I'm not apologizing to my mum just to make her feel
Even
better.
when you were younger?
When I was a kid, yeah, but she had that amount of authority over, but she don't have that now.
Nah, you're right. Nah, you're right. I feel you. I feel you. I'm not gonna
I'm
lie. I
I'm
still get.
I'm a grown man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like she
That's
can't
right.
tell me to say sorry if I'm not sorry.
Mama Edmund makes me shit myself sometimes, even still to this day. You know what I'm saying? One of those things, like Scouse mums are just one of those lads. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're not the same as like
yeah,
a normal British
yeah.
mother. No,
No, I'm not
I feel you
apologizing.
though. I feel you. I think this is interesting because
Mm,
obviously there's so many. Do you know what? Do you know one thing that's certified when you go to United is that you are going to be like monitored on a PR sense heavily. If Harry
sure.
Maguire's playing shit, we're gonna make sure we sort it out. Anthony,
Yeah.
he's of course going out and doing his things that he needs to do to put himself in. To
Mm,
defend himself, he feels like he's right and you know he hasn't done anything wrong and he has a right to
mm.
go out on interviews and do stuff like that. But you guys just always seem to be in the mainstream news constantly. And
Absolutely.
it is interesting, you know what I mean? Because I understand your position. Like,
Yeah.
even though Sancho hasn't played great,
Yeah.
nobody's playing that great in the positions that he covers. So
Absolutely.
why are we just shitting on Sancho and not really passing that
But yeah,
round?
because you know what, United always need to find a scapegoat in it. And guys,
Yeah.
I need to drop some wisdom on you because a lot of you lot are young men, yeah. And from some of the stuff you're saying in the chat, you don't understand life. You know what I mean? Even though James, yeah, is a young G, yeah, he is in. If someone breaks into the house, who's going downstairs? James or his mum? James is going downstairs because he's the man of the house. And when you're the man of the house, it doesn't matter if it's your mum. You need to stand your ground. Do you know what I'm saying? Like by the time you get to about 13, 14 years old, your mum can't even hit you no more. That's how it is. And as a man, you can still be like, you know what, I love my mum, but yo, do you know what I mean? I'm the authoritative one now, bro, because I'm the one that's got to protect us if some shit goes down, innit? And
Mm-hmm.
that's why if I'm not sorry, I'm not apologizing because I still need to be the man in the house. Do you know what I mean? I can be your son and be the man at the same time. That doesn't mean that I have to submit to you because no, because I'm the man of the house now. It's just like when my dad weren't there. If my dad used to go out, I got two older sisters. My dad used to say to me, yo, you're in charge. You're the man of the house now. Because my older sisters ain't going downstairs if someone breaks in. It's me. As the oldest son, I'm the one that has to go down and take the licks, not my sisters, bro. So when you're the man of the house, it don't matter if you got older sisters, it don't matter if it's your mum, you're the man, bruv. And you need to hold that. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you're right, then you stand your ground. End of story. It don't matter how old you are, don't matter if it's your mum, your auntie, your oldest, it don't matter. Because when it comes down to it, as a man, you have to step up. So if I ain't done nothing wrong, I ain't apologizing to my mum. Because when someone breaks in, I'm gonna have to fist them up. And that's just exactly how it is. So you have to learn how to hold your ground.
Unless your mum is Chris Cyborg. Now, if your mum is Chris Cyborg, I would suggest you shut your face.
Nah, I hear you. I hear you.
If
You
your
know,
mum's
like that.
Chris
But
Cyborg, we've got a
yeah,
problem. Nah, but I feel
no.
you, though. No, you're right. You're
As a
right.
man, you
And
gotta
that's
stand
probably...
up for yourself, man. Like that's what makes you a man. If you don't stand up for yourself, you're not a man. You're not a man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, man said he had an opportunity to prove himself on the pitch with Anthony out, deleted the tweet, and proved the manager wrong, but he goes and does this, shows that he doesn't have the right people around him. I don't think it's about the right people. We don't know the full story, innit? Like I said, if he doesn't believe he's in the wrong, then he doesn't need to apologize. And furthermore, why make a man apologize if you know that he doesn't think he's wrong? Why can't you just draw a line under it? I think making someone apologize or else is extremely petty. And also, it's a way of kind of.
I think we need to learn to agree to disagree more. Don't you think people become bitches because they can't agree to disagree? Don't you think?
100%. But you see,
Like, if
when
people have alternate
people
perceptions...
abuse their power, I don't like it. Because imagine if you're at work, you have a disagreement with your boss, yeah? And he says, I apologize. I'll be like, bro, I'm going home, blood. What do you mean apologize, bro? Like, bro, keep your job, fam. I'm not apologizing if I'm not in the wrong, blood. You know, like that. You can just say, oh, you know what? Misunderstanding, guys, or whatever. Like, let's just start again. Deal?
Yeah.
Cool. That's it. No one needs to apologize. When you're trying to emasculate, man, and tell me to apologize, that you might as well tell me to kiss your feet. I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it depends on what culture you're brought up in, bro. I'm not apologizing to you if I don't believe I'm in the wrong, especially if I feel like you're taking the piss out of me. If he feels, yeah, that the manager's thrown him under the bus because he's publicly put out publicly said something about him, which has led to him getting absolutely battered in the press for 2 weeks straight, he's more than within his right to say, yo, I ain't apologizing. Like, what am I apologizing for? For standing up for myself. I'm never going to apologize for that. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is the problem with society. You men are too soft. People say that, men are too soft right now. Do you know what I mean? And then as soon as they stand up for themselves, then it's wrong. It's not wrong. I'm not apologizing. Do you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. I'm not apologizing if I don't feel like I've done anything wrong, bro. Like, that's the quickest way to live life as a victim.
There is a few footballing opinions that I'm sure if I got out of the archives, you might need to apologise for. Might do. If you were going to be intellectually honest, you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like I said, I'll go into the archives in it, but you've said some mad things, footballing opinions-wise, that I do think would warrant somewhat of an apology. So, I understand your point.
I would never apologise for them because I believed it at the time. So I'm not apologising.
I understand your point. I understand your point.
If I believe something at the time, and it proves not to be true, I'm still not apologising because I believed that at the time.
But your opinion dropped the bar of soap and got fucked because a lot of your opinion, like I've seen some. Remember when you thought we were finished and then we went on to chase for the quadruple? Remember this? That was shameful.
It was. That was delayed, innit? And then the following season you fell apart. So I was 1 year late. My bad.
But it was still 1 year wrong. Am I right?
Yeah, but that's it. But I'm not sorry for my opinion because I believed it.
I'm just saying. Also, can we agree Anthony Elanga was your best winger and you disrespected him?
No, he wasn't, man. What do you mean, Elanga?
Chat, we've got to spam the L's. Are you crazy? Elanga was your best winger.
Bro. Elanga's not even better than Garnacho, man. Stop that, please.
Was he not? But would he not be doing the most bits in your team right now?
No, Garnacho's still better than Elanga. Ahmad's still better than Elanga. Do you know what I mean? No, Elanga deserved to go, bro. He did. He's not better than Pellistri either. What do you mean?
Don't you remember the guy? Pellistri. Oh, Pellistri. He can't even get over
better than Elanga, man. Don't say that, man.
Pellistri can't even get in the team over two guys fighting to not be in the team.
Yeah, but that's because the manager's not picking him. That's not his fault, though.
But he's still shit. And by the way, these Ten Hag merchants, weren't you selling Ten Hag t-shirts or Ten Hag jumpers and that?
Absolutely. And you know what? And that makes... Guys... No, but that, you know what? You know why I'm glad that I did that, yeah? Because it shows great business. That... No, but you know why I'm glad that I did that? Because it shows that I backed the manager, yeah, fully. I backed him, like, I fully embraced him.
And you're wrong.
And it looks like I was wrong. You're right. Yeah. But so I'm not apologizing. I'm not apologizing for backing my manager. I'm not apologizing. But because I'm the first one to call him out, I'm the one that's going to get the abuse now, James, but I'll win. Like I always do, bro. Do you know what I mean? I always win the war, even if I lose the initial battle. Do you know what I'm saying? I always win the war. I tried
to make him apologise, chat. We've just got proven evidence that if Rants feels like he shouldn't apologise, he's not going to apologise.
I'm not doing it. Do you know what I mean? And the beauty of the Ten Heisenberg thing, yeah, shows you that I fully embraced the new manager. I wanted him to do well. Because you know sometimes when managers come in, like what's his name? Who came in after Oli?
Ragnick,
yeah, Ralph came in after Oli, yeah, and people wanted Ralph to fail, yeah, just because they didn't want Oli gone, you know, like that. And this is what it is. Whereas with me, with Ten Hag, yeah, I completely embraced the new manager coming in. I gassed it up. I done everything, blood, gimmicks and all of this crap. I did it all. Do you know what I'm saying? I did it all, bro, because I wanted him to do well, and he's shown me, yeah, that I can't trust this guy. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't trust him. Like, his decision making has been absolutely horrendous most of the time. Like, even the way this has been dealt with, it's like someone said, I think Arnold tried to mediate, yeah, and told him to apologize to the man. Bruv, what do you mean you're telling me? You're not my dad. What do you mean you're going to tell me to apologize? As two grown men, you can sit down in a room and say, you know what? We don't see eye to eye, yeah, but we both want to win games. We both got a job to do. Let's just put this behind us. There's been players, bro, like Andy Cole, Teddy Sheringham. They didn't speak, bro. They didn't get on. They didn't like each other. I can tell you categorically, no one apologized, but they played together and they won games, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? They won trebles. No one apologized. Why does a man need to apologize, bro? It's abuse of power, bro. That's what it is.
I feel it is.
You're trying to little man me. That's what you're doing. What am I apologizing for?
No, a lot of the time it's not for the principle is the problem. And by the way, I agree with what you're saying. I'm just a shitbag. I like to take the piss. You know what I mean? No, I agree with what you're saying, and I do think that people use the opportunity of an apology or offer somebody to apologize purely that it gives them the win in a sense. So they don't care about the
Exactly.
fundamental wrong of what that person's done. They just care about the fact once you say sorry, well now you've got that sort of element where I was actually right. Otherwise, why would you apologize? Because that's the point of it. And I think it's just one of those. It can be loosely thrown around and it can be demanded a little bit too much because there is some shit that just isn't really worth going that deep into. You can have a dispute that you just disagree on. And I think that just needs to be more accepted. But that's what it is. I'm not trying to go into that area of conversation again because there's loads of stuff to talk about football wise. But like when you get into the, that's what we're taught to be now. We're taught to be divided, and it's me versus you in many different senses. We can be in different cities, we can be from different places, and there is always an agenda to fight, and they get people of not only opposite races fighting, but the same races because they'll create innate problems within it. So, like, for instance, if we disagree on a political problem, well, now it increases the chances we're going to get irate with each other. And then now we're going to fight because we think this is the underlying premise of what's going to either destroy or make society prosper. And that's the amount of faith people put into the system to a point where we now can't discuss because what they do as well, they make up new words. It's the last thing I'll say because people will be like, oh, James is going off on his little conspiracy theory thing. It's factual. Just look at the evidence, do the research. I promise, not factual, but there's a lot of evidence that supports it. They make up words. There's words now that are used like in a way like you're this. That didn't exist 20 years ago. They are adding words. They make up words. They say you are this, and now this word gets so labeled as like you are terrible. And it's interesting because it's selective over time. Do you get what I'm saying? What's the new agenda that splits us and divides us apart? And then we all start needing to apologize, or demanding apologies, or we feel like just because you disagreed, something needs to happen to you now. Do you get what I'm saying?
But
I don't
this is
agree
what
with this.
happened.
I don't
100%.
agree.
And the thing is, in life, I can apologize on my own terms. But you never have to ask me to apologize. Like, if I feel like an apology is owed, I will give it. The worst thing you can ever do is ask me to apologize, because in principle, I'm not doing it just because you asked for one. Like that, because who do you think you are? You know what I mean? And that's exactly what it is. Like this comment, he said, sometimes it's smart to apologize for the sake of it. To friends, to business partners. I bet players apologize to Pep, Fergie, good managers, or the boss. No, not necessarily. Do you know what I mean? Because look, Roy Keane and Sir Alex Ferguson still don't talk to this day because they both refuse to apologize to each other. Because that's what real men do, blood. If they don't feel like they're in the right, they don't apologize. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Roy Keane's only now just gotten back into doing stuff with Manchester United Football Club after all of these years because him and Sir Alex Ferguson fell out. They both thought they weren't in the wrong, so no one apologized. There's nothing wrong with that. And even if they did decide to make up, I'm sure there won't be an apology. They'll sit
I
down
think I
and say,
understand what Mateus is saying. No, I think he's
yeah.
saying in certain circumstances.
No, but man said for the sake of
break
it.
up.
I don't believe in apologizing for the sake of it. I believe
I feel yeah.
if you're wrong or you feel you're wrong,
Yeah.
apologize. Do you know what I mean? Or if you are deemed to be wrong, or if you're proven to be wrong, then apologize. You have to swallow that. Do you know what I'm saying? Pause. But if you don't believe you're in the wrong, don't apologize, bro. Because in life, the more you concede, the more you get used to conceding, and then you become a victim. This is what happens in life, bro. It doesn't matter where you are. Like, imagine if you live with your girl, yeah, and she's always telling you to do things that you don't want to do, and you just do it for a quiet life. Before you know it, do you know what I mean? You're her bitch, bro, and you're doing everything. Do you know what I'm saying? You got to say, no, I don't want to do that. Do you know what I mean?
No,
You
you
have
bang
to.
on.
Do you know what I mean? If it's, oh, yeah, no, just for a quiet life, before you know it, you're asking your missus if you can go out with your friends. When should you ever ask your missus if you're allowed to leave the house, bro? That's crazy to me. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's what happens when guys want to do things for a quiet life. Oh, no,
I
I
didn't
just...
move out of my mask for no fucking reason. I had
Do you know what I mean?
fucking
That's it, bro. Tell them, bro.
fucking sick of it.
But, bro,
Fucking
this
sick
is
of
the
it.
society we live in right now.
Fuck all you
Do you know what I'm
bitches who think
saying?
that you can try and boss us about. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Nah, bro. It's not called being stubborn. It's called standing your ground, bro. It's not called being stubborn, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because if you're in the wrong, you still need to be open enough to say, you know what, I shouldn't have done that. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to be. You have to be open enough to do it. But at the same time, man said, oh, sometimes you just got to apologize for the sake of it. Never apologize for the sake of it. If you're not sorry, don't apologize. Never apologize, because then you get into a habit of just saying, "Oh, sorry," and being mad submissive. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Do you know what I mean? You're in the right, but your girl's crying, so you're gonna apologize. So now she knows every time she cries, you're gonna say sorry. She wins. How many times has that happened? How many times has that happened to you, man? In life now, bro. You're in the right. Gal starts crying. All of a sudden, you're hugging her. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What are you sorry for, bro? What are you sorry for? What, you're sorry because
Nah,
she's
that
crying?
happens to be. I remember when I was younger, yeah. Like when I was younger, my mum would argue with me about something that I was like, that weren't me, or that I disagree with this. And then I'd be sitting there and I'd be like apologising just to get it off my back. I'm sitting there thinking, I disagreed with you at the start of this, but now I'm just saying sorry to get you off my back. And I realised when I
Yeah.
was younger, like, oh shit. I was like,
Yeah.
hang on a minute. Like, don't get me wrong, that was sad because my mum was a fucking nutcase, you know what I mean? And again, I was only younger. But like as I've grown up, I understand what you're saying, and there's a lot of truth to what Rance is saying as well, chat. Like when you sit there and if you are just going to blindly submit to people, in a sense that if you're going to devalue your opinion and your stance, there's a reason why you guys probably got into this conflict in the first place. Say if
Yeah.
and I'm talking about someone in the chat and someone they might have had a conflict with, and if you're now thinking about apologising, you're now just forgetting the reason why you got into the conflict, and it's because you had a disagreement that the person you're speaking to didn't listen to or hasn't taken on board, but you still hold that stance. It's not a case of like one pointing up each other. That's why I think Rance is saying he doesn't like people demanding apologies, because it's kind of like this point scoring system
That's
in a
exactly what it
verbal
is.
conversation, which was never the aim. I'm not aiming to get into a conversation about like I win, you lose. I don't care about that. We both got into this and we both got heated, or maybe you did and maybe I didn't, but let's say we both did. Well, then we got into this because we had a stance and we've still realised we disagree. But now you're asking me to apologise because you haven't got me onto your page or I haven't got you onto mine. It's easier sometimes just to sit there and say, like what I assume Sancho and United have done here,
Yeah.
which is simply, listen, okay, then I'll take that down. We'll carry on with business. But I'm not apologising because I still thought Eric Ten Hag's comments was bang out of order and I don't
Yeah.
agree with them. So I'm not going to apologise for my comments.
But this is it. Imagine,
Oh, yeah.
like, and we don't know if this happened or not, but I can assume, yeah, from the manager being as stubborn as he is, if the manager came to Sancho and they were sitting down and he said, you know what, I apologize for what I said, the timing of it. Maybe it wasn't the right time. Let's put it behind us. And then Sancho said, all right, cool. I ain't apologizing to you. Completely different story. But I can't imagine there was an apology
yeah,
coming.
it's like if you, it's about that mutual respect, isn't it? It's like I'm not going
Yeah.
to be the only one who apologizes, but if you're
That's
going to show
it.
the courtesy to as well, then I now don't mind as much because you
Yeah,
at
because you're
least
trying to bitch me, bro. Like it is. It's a point scoring thing. It's you apologize to me because I'm in charge.
yeah.
But I'm like, no. Either we both apologize or no one apologizes and we can just shake hands and agree that we're going to move forward and be civil until
Yeah.
January or whenever it is. Like, as men, you should be able to do that. Do you know what I mean? It's not I apologize, you don't apologize. Nah, bro. That's crazy because you're the one who put this shit out here in the streets and I'm getting battered for it. No one from the club's come out defending me. You lot have just left me to get battered and dragged all over the street for 2 weeks nearly. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is what it is.
One like
So what's that, bro?
it's a tough one, like because what do you think about Ten Hag's disciplinary approach? You know what I'm saying? Just in a sense that sometimes it seems like it works wonders, and then other
I think
times
it's gonna get him sacked. That's what I think. You know what I mean? Because I think in the modern game, you have to be a good manager first, bro. Like player
Nah,
power has never
that's what I mean.
never
It's a
been
big
more
concern, innit?
prevalent. And you see when you see Arteta, for instance, yeah,
Yeah.
I'd make fun of him all the time and say, oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's a little soft guy and he's a melt. Oh, everyone say hello to Declan and that. But that kind of babysitting, that shit works in the modern game, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? This is the most sensitive bunch of human beings, yeah, that's ever walked this earth, bro. Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
nah, fact.
So you can't treat them the way, you can't do this iron fist crap no more. Like, you can't do that. Do you know what I mean? And it's almost like the manager's trying to do that, but also he ain't got the trophies that Jose's got to do that. Do you know what I
He
mean? You
hasn't
ain't
got
got the
that, like,
trophies.
he hasn't got the credit in the bank
You
at a
ain't
top
got it.
European
And
level,
that's why
yeah.
Ronaldo was little man in him when he was there. Because he was like, oh, it's all well and good, yeah, but what have you done? Like, I've worked with Carlo. I've worked with Zidane. Bro, it's true, though. Do you know what I
Nah,
mean?
that's
And
the
that's
way
why
they look at each
Ronaldo
other,
was
though, innit? That's
disrespecting
the
him.
way they look at each other. It's like, well, if you haven't proven it, then you literally don't have a leg to stand on when it comes to talking to me.
Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, yeah, it's like I'm looking at this situation right now, And the thing is, the reason why I speak to my chat the way I speak to my chat, because cool, we talk about football, yeah, but a lot of you man are young guys, yeah, and you need to understand certain things in life, bro. You need to understand these things because a lot of the time there ain't people to tell you these things, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like your dad ain't really gonna tell you these things. Do you know what I mean? And other people, you might not have an older brother to tell you these things. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's one of them things in life. You can't just keep conceding in life, yeah, just because it makes your life easier, because it doesn't. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't, bro. It doesn't make life easier at all.
It can be what you're saying is there's a potential detriment there in the long run, and chat. That's what you need to analyze. Don't always go for the easy way out. Which, yes, if you apologize, it might get you not getting shouted at for the rest of the night. But it is also now one more time where they've realized actually I can take the piss here, because whether you like it or you don't, and even nice human beings do this. We've got an innate thing about taking the piss out of each other, taking
Yep.
what we can take advantage of. And sometimes we don't even realize it. You know what I mean? If you get like spoiled as a kid, you're going to take your parents for granted. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yep.
going to now find reasons to be upset, even though really you've got
And then the
football.
thing is, imagine Sancho apologized. Then them man are gonna be like, "Oh, what? You went to apologize to your dad and that he's getting
Yeah,
battered,"
yeah,
because they
yeah,
know, like the players would have known, yeah, what went on. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah, I mean they would have known what went on, and they would have said, "Ah, you know what, Saf, you, what's man apologizing for?" You know, like that. And the thing is, it's one of them ones where, like, bruv, I posted something on Instagram the other day, innit? And it said, the more comfortable you are, the harder life becomes. The more hard things you do, the easier life becomes, bro.
Yeah,
And that's
no,
how
that's
and
right.
that's how it is. When you do things for an easy life, you end up making your life more difficult in the long run, bro. Do you know what
Massively.
I'm saying? And that's exactly what happens, bro. Because like the one when you lot are like, oh yeah, it's mumsy, don't know, bro. Because there's loads of times where you know your mum's in the wrong, yeah, and you just don't say nothing because it's like, oh, it's my mum, like just to make me, just for an easy life, like I don't want to argue, I'm just gonna not say nothing. And then it gets to the point where every time you're in the right, but you ain't got a voice no more. You know what I mean? You ain't got a voice no more because she's just right by default. You know what I mean? And then you're just handing your balls over. Do you know what I mean? And this is exactly what you're doing. Man's saying that Ten Hag wants him to apologize before he allows him to return to training, bro. He's treating him like he's his son or something. Like, what do you mean? If you don't apologize, you can't come back. Me as a big man, I'm gonna apologize to you when I don't think I'm in the wrong, or you're gonna tell me I can't come back to training. That is what a man calls. That's what a man calls the point scoring that me and James were talking about. It doesn't need to be that in life. Do you know what I mean? In life, sometimes we can both just agree, yeah, that you know what, this ain't gone well. Let's just draw a line. Let's just do that. Do you know what I'm saying about trying to? But that's it. The humiliation thing. Oh, then when he comes back to training, oh, so you said sorry, yeah? Because that's what's gonna happen. Someone will say it.
I think that they could convince him to say it. If they are
Yeah,
real, if that report's true and that's actually what they're doing, I think they can convince him to say it because
yeah.
there is definitely there's a lot of control Ten Hag has there, and there's a lot more for Sancho to lose in the short term. There's a much greater benefit Sancho getting into the team in the short term and at least trying.
I think Sanch ends up apologizing, but I think that it's gonna make their relationship worse. Because as a man, if you make me apologize, then and I don't want to apologize, bro, I'm gonna hate you even more because it was unnecessary.
Yeah. It could be something that sits on him. Ten Hag
Yeah.
needs to really like take this in and realize like there could be a problem that comes along with this like down the line. Listen, the ultimate thing here is there's a really, really good footballer who's having disagreements with the manager and he's not getting a place in the team. That's a huge problem until either he goes or that's resolved. You can't just have Sancho sitting on the bench or you can't have Sancho just training by himself. So there's got to be something that meets with this, and Ten Hag needs to sort that because it seems that either from his part or Sancho. Because here's the thing, bro. Like, I don't think there's completely no smoke without fire. I do think there's something there that Sancho's done that's pissed off
Yeah,
Ten
bruv,
Hag.
100% though, 100%. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So,
There's no two ways about it. There's definitely
yeah.
something that he's done, or something about him that the manager just doesn't like. You know them ones there because sometimes, bro, there's just something about man don't really like it. You know them ones. You know, like for instance, his body language. He just seems bare laid back. Man comes to training and that, like how he dresses and that. Man's got his shoelaces untied and you get me. And it's just, bro, some men are just like that. I know ballers like that. Like I've got friends here that play ball and I've played ball either like 5-a-side, 6-a-side for England or whatever. Them man are from the council estates and that. And it's kind of like, bro, these men don't even like warming up properly. They just want to kick ball. You know them ones. Like, I know that. And in a professional setup, a lot of the time, I know that they're going to clash with managers because managers don't understand what they're like, bro. Like, I've coached players, yeah. Like, even like some Moroccan guys, bro. And they're like the most laid back people. And, bruv, they just don't care, bro. They're late all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's like, man will forget their shin pads and do all these things. And it's just like, bro, honestly, man, I like that. And that's why Louis Van Gaal never liked Brazilians as well, because a lot of the Brazilian guys were like that. Everything was just really chill. Like, nothing was too professional. Everything was like chilled. But bro, like, because I grew up here in an area with loads of different cultures and different kinds of people, I understand, bruv, that even though it frustrates me at times, this is how some people just are, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't penalize them necessarily for that. Do you know what I mean? But what I do is I try to find a compromise. Do you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I try to find a compromise. I'm like, listen, I know you're scatty. Do you know what I mean? I know you don't like doing these things, but come on, bro. Do you know what I mean? There's a way of talking to these people. Do you know what I mean? But it's not just ostracizing them. That's not how you deal with these people, bro. I've dealt with loads of different cultures, loads of different attitudes. At my futsal team, I had loads of Brazilians. It was like that. My previous team that I had loads of Moroccans and that. It was like that, bro. Do you know what
Yeah,
I'm
no, I
saying?
feel you.
It was like that, bro. Do you know what I mean? And it's one of them things where you, as a person, you have to understand different people, different cultures and that. Or what, you just want a team full of robots. Them teams didn't win nothing, bro. Like, every time I've been involved in football and stuff like that, my best players have always had something about them. Maybe they're not the most professional. My most professional players, most punctual players, most enthusiastic players have always been my worst players. Always. Do you know what I mean? Like, there'll be a player
Yeah.
in the team, he's got a great
Nah,
attitude,
because
and
where they lack an ability, they're going to make up an attitude. You know what I'm
well, there
saying?
you go. And
I
then,
know that really well from being chosen. Nah, not even last, you know. I actually rated myself. I
yeah.
was at least like fifth to last or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, first five would get chosen, James then goes next. But with the effort that I put in Rants, I was the guy, fam. I was the guy. I
Yeah,
had to
but this is
really
what I'm
make up.
saying. Most of the time, yeah, the effort guys, yeah, are the ones that don't have the ability. Do you know what I mean? And the guys with the ability tend to have less effort. Do you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. And as a manager, yeah, you have to be able to kind of find a way to get the best you can out of different characters, bro. It's very, very important. It's very important. Like, and this is why Carlo does well wherever he goes, because he just knows, yeah, that not every player needs to be coached the same. And yo, I need to get the best out of these players. If Sancho's one of these players that he's super laid back in life, yeah, he's late a lot and all these other things, if I'm the coach, do you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting down and having a proper conversation with him, and I'm saying, well, it's different if I have a conversation with him because he can relate to me. So I can sit down and talk to him and say, bro, listen, all of that stuff you was doing, bro, you can't do that here. Boom, boom, boom. We're on the same team. Do you know what I mean? Let's come on, bruv. Like, fix
There's
up.
a way you can get round this if you're Ten Hag. If you have any basic sort of communication with like younger
Yeah,
players,
but
which you'd like to think he does because he
yeah.
was at Ajax, like you'd like to think he'd be able to resolve this in some way. Because think about it as well, Rance. Like I know from being younger, I've had many coaches in my time, for instance, and there's times where I'm internally getting frustrated with them. I know it's not their fault, but you know the score when you keep dropping your hands in boxing when you're on the pads. You
Oh,
know what coaches are
100%. You
going to
just
do,
get,
bro.
yeah, you get hit in the head, yeah.
Bro, they'll fucking slap you with the pads and you're thinking, well,
Yeah,
you fuck off because you keep telling me, but obviously I'm not getting it right. Can you just leave the pads where they are, please? That's what
yeah,
you're thinking inside. But they're telling you it for the greater benefit of you. And
yeah.
afterwards, they're not going to slaughter you, but there's going to be a way of like, do you know what, James, lad, you've done this, boss, this, boss, this, boss. Wanted to improve on this, maybe this. There's a balance of being able to get through to a footballer and say, do you know what? Like, yeah, like even if it'd be interesting if Ten Hag had a voice like yours, you know, just to offer it that different perspective. It's like if you want to maximize Sancho, you're gonna have to treat him a little bit differently to the way you treat everyone else.
But he doesn't though. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, yeah,
That's the
it's
problem
funny.
because it's like every fighter, you have to speak to them differently in the corner. Every fighter,
100% you need to,
like
bro. And also,
it's
there was a
simple.
video that came out with Jude Bellingham when he went to Dortmund, didn't it? And he was talking about Jaden. And he was just like, oh man, he's just so cool. His whole vibe's just different. Like on the pitch, off the pitch, like he's just so relaxed. That's his vibe. Like, you know what I mean? Everyone's vibe's different. Like, I can just imagine Scott McTominay is one of them jobs worth, first to training, extra training, off the training ground, but he's not good, bro. You know, like that. And I've had players Do you know what I'm saying? I've had like players like in my futsal team as well, Moroccan bros. My guy Bilal, yeah, like this Moroccan guy, unbelievable player, but his attitude was jarring, bro. Super frustrating. Young, like 21, already married, got a kid and that. He's the kind of guy that will answer in a group chat late, say he's coming, and then literally not come. Or he'll say that he's coming and he say he's on time, and then something bogus happens. He turns up 10 minutes before kickoff. And I'd get frustrated with him, but it's one of them ones where, bro, I know that this guy, yeah, is talented and he's just, bruv, he's scatty, bro. You know them ones. So the way I would deal with him was completely different to how I would deal with anyone else, bro. And, bro, it's one of them ones where, listen, I know that when he's on his game, bruv, he could win the match for us. Like, and you see players like that, they're mavericks, bro. It's just like Cantona was a maverick. Sir Alex Ferguson didn't treat Cantona the same way he treated everyone else.
He just let him do whatever.
You don't treat all the players the same. This head teacher thing, that don't work at top level clubs, bro. It don't. It works with dead ballers, bro. It works with happy to be here footballers. That's what it works with. It doesn't work with your top ballers. You know, like that. The top ballers have a way that they want to play. They've got a personality, and you have to embrace their personalities. And I'm not just talking about Sancho. I'm talking about everyone. You have to embrace their personalities. You have to embrace everything about who they are as people and what makes them tick. Because when they're happy, this is when you get the best out of them. When they're unhappy, this is when you start to see all kind of stupidness, bro.
Well, that's the thing. It seems like Ten Hag's only going for listeners opposed to sort of innovators, people who are going to try and create something out of nothing. And I think that's why Sancho's going to struggle, maybe, over the course of his career. Because even like everything you're saying, you're so right, and I'm thinking of it in like fighting.
I just thought of an example as well. Yeah, remember what Jurgen Klopp said to Coutinho when he left Liverpool.
Something along the lines of like, you'll become a legend here, or wait, what was it? What was it?
He said you'll become a legend here, but if you leave here, you'll just be any other player.
Yeah.
That's what he said to him.
There's a way to word things in it, yeah.
And what did he do?
It's a thought-provoking way of making a player think.
He went to Barcelona, became any other player. Yeah, like that. Then went Bayern Munich, any other player. And what Klopp's saying is, you see the love that you get here, yeah? And the way you get treated here, and when you're doing your bullshit, I don't pull you up on it, yeah? You can't do that nowhere else. You know, like that. You can't do that nowhere else.
You could get a statue here and all that. Like, he's letting them know the incentives of it all.
Bro, because he's letting you know that, bro, like, you have to understand. You see the way I'm treating you here, and the love that you're getting here, and the way you're appreciated here, you go somewhere else, you ain't gonna get that, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And what did we see? We never saw the same Coutinho again. You know why? Because he didn't feel the love that he got at Liverpool. There's certain players that you have to treat differently, bro. It's just like if you're a parent, there's certain kids you have to treat differently. You don't treat all your kids the same, because if you do, do you know what I'm saying? Like, me and my brother got the same mum and dad, but you can't treat me and my brother the same. Do you know what I mean? You can't treat me and my brother the same, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of things that you don't need to tell me, but you'll need to tell my brother.
Yeah.
You know, like that. And this is just what it is, bro. So, like, whether you like it or not, when you're a football manager, it's almost like you become a parent, bro. Like, you do, because you're having to micromanage all these different personalities and all these other things, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you want to treat everyone the same, yeah, it's the quickest way for everything to fall apart. The quickest way. And that's why I don't think this manager survives.
I think that's why Sancho will have a problem in his career. What I was going to say is that it's because that I don't think there's many managers like Carlo. Carlo's a great example. There's a reason why a lot of players have won a Ballon d'Or under Carlo Ancelotti, because he allows them. There's the things where he lets the other players sometimes coach them. You know what I mean? Like, what he's saying is, I'm giving you authority on your own footballing minds to go out there and create something special. Now, I'll help you where I think you're weak, and if you want my help, I'll happily give you it. But I also know that you can just do what you do, so I'm not going to patronise you. And he understands that lack of patronising is what's going to bring the best out of the player. The player understands the manager's not going to get on me back. And for me to keep the manager off me back, it's by me doing my job. I don't think there's as many managers. Carlo's old
that's why Carlo is
not as many managers who's willing to do that as much. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's why Carlo is the elite of the elite, bro. Do you know, like that? Because even in the Real Madrid game against Manchester City, when they turned it around, there was a still of Carlo on the side, bro, and he was surrounded by the players, and he was speaking to them. He was like, "Yo,
Pep's like that though.
Like
Pep,
what should we do here, bruv? Like, do you know what I mean? We're losing. What do you
yeah,
like?
Pep,
Yo, man, them what are we doing?
yeah, Pep's like that though as well. He lets Jack Grealish go and get on bevies, and he lets all the players go and do what they want. But then
Yeah,
he turn up
outside of
on the
football,
pitch.
he's like, listen, that's who Jack is.
Yeah.
So let
No,
Jack
he
be Jack.
supports it. He supports Jack
100%.
Grealish being like that. You know what I mean? And it's hard to talk about this without the intricacies and the details. But yeah, man, it seems that there's going to be a clash there. I think the benefit of Sancho is to go. I think
There
for the
already
benefit
is. There already is a clash there. The fact that man's saying, "Yo, apologize and you can come back to training," nah, that's like when your mum does the mad thing. I apologize. I'll give you your PlayStation back. But it's like, bro, I didn't do nothing. You know, like that. But man's just apologizing just to get the PlayStation back, bro. Nah, that's
yeah,
crazy. You know, like that. And that's just what it is. It doesn't need to get to that, bro. As men, we could just say, "Oh, you know what? This escalated. Can we just draw a line under it?" No one needs to apologize. No one needs
I
to
feel you.
apologize. You know,
I
like
feel
that.
you.
And this is what it is, man. It's a power play. So I don't really rate that. Do you know what I'm saying? Man said he already seen the Ronaldo situation. We don't really know. Ronaldo never went into detail, yeah, about why he fell out with the manager. He just said that I don't respect him because he doesn't respect me. But we don't know what happened with him and Ronaldo. Ronaldo didn't say. You know, like that. He just said that he didn't respect him. Like, and that could mean anything.
I think it was mainly the fact he was dropped now, the fact that he weren't playing.
But that's what I took from it.
So he
That's
weren't
what I took
valued
from
in
it.
the way that the manager thought he was going to. And I think there's an element where Ten Hag feels that way about Sancho. I think he's like, you're not good enough to even be worth
Yeah, but the mad
in
thing
his
is,
eyes.
if Sancho
In his eyes,
apologizes, yeah, if he apologizes, he still don't play him.
this is what I'm saying. I think in Ten Hag's eyes, Sancho just isn't that guy, bro. Like the guy that you think Sancho can be, I
Yeah,
just don't think Ten
exactly,
Hag is that
exactly.
same
He just
person.
doesn't suit what the manager wants to do. But then say that because clearly you're just trying to force me out the team. But why don't you just be honest with me, yeah? Because he
But he
wanted to
actually
go.
might be.
No,
I
but he
think
wanted to go last
this is
January. They didn't let
yeah,
him leave. He wanted to go this summer. They didn't let him
yeah.
leave. So it's like, don't keep me here, yeah, and then disrespect me. It doesn't make sense.
Why was there like official offers on the table and stuff like that?
Bro, there are teams that wanted him. It wasn't a case of teams didn't want him, yeah. Like the team didn't want to let man go, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because who's the replacement? Especially remember the Greenwood thing as well. They
So
thought
did
Greenwood
Ten
was
Hag
coming
sit
back.
there and say he wants to keep Sancho?
Brother,
Or
we
was
don't know
oh,
if Ten Hag said it or the club said it. We don't know that, innit?
no.
But the noises that we're hearing, yeah, is that he was told, yeah, that he can't go and he was gonna be more involved in this season. Then first two games, he was shocked that he was dropped for both games. Like the first two, because he played well in preseason, and the first two games of the season, he was on the bench, and he was shocked by that. And then apparently that's where the fallout kind of came from, because he was like, "Rah, you told man I was gonna play," kind of thing. You know, like that. And it's one of them things where nobody knows exactly what's going on. You know, like that. But one thing I do know is, yeah, both of these guys have done something wrong. So either they both apologize or none of them apologize. But I'm not in favor of Sancho apologizing to the manager if the manager's not going to apologize to him. I'm not
I
in
think the only
favor of
one
that.
who's done something wrong should be the one who apologises. I'll be honest. Whoever's done anything wrong really needs to
Bro,
sit there and
whoever
just
come
go,
out publicly first and started saying nonsense, yeah, is the one that's broken the code, innit? Because things happen in-house at football clubs all the time. But as soon as you come out publicly, yeah, and I'm getting slated, yeah, by all of these, bro, because the media thing's been mad. Like, it's even overshadowed Anthony's thing. And Anthony is under investigation for doing some madnesses, yeah? And the Sancho thing is even overshadowed that. Do you know what I'm saying? So Sancho's been under heat, yeah, bro. 5-star GTA Sancho's been on, yeah, for like 2 weeks nearly. International break, a man is still talking about him. So he don't need to apologize. You know, like that. I don't think he's the one he needs to apologize. Do you know what I'm
Sancho
saying?
needs to dusty to La Liga. He needs to go to La
He just
Liga.
needs to go anywhere, even if he goes Italy and he goes kicks ball with Loftus Cheek and Tomori and just link the man them in Milan or something. Just go somewhere else, because the thing is, the one good thing about the Sancho situation for him personally is, one, he's young, and two, he's got a good injury record. Do you know what I mean? So he can go somewhere, play football, and just rebuild his career, bro, because he's got time and he's got the fitness on his side. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't the same for Paul Pogba. He left injured. And even when he was here, he was injured. You know, like that. So, because his fitness record is good and he's young, he can go somewhere else and play. Like, it's not that deep, bro. I'd be happy to see him go somewhere else and play because I know that he'll be successful where he goes.
Sancho should go back to Dortmund, man. Think about
I
it.
don't want him to go back to Dortmund.
Nah, because he'll love it there and he'll chill. He'll get to chill there, bro.
Yeah, but
He'll
I think
get to
he's
chill.
better than that, bro. I think he could go Bayern Munich or
No,
nah, bro, or go
no,
to another league, bro. I'd like to see him in
no,
the Italian league, bro. Honestly,
no.
like a different league, bro. Just so man can't say, oh yeah, he can only
Do
do
you
it in
think all those
Germany.
Italian
Nah.
managers will be on Sancho like that? Yeah.
Nah, bro, come on, bro.
You
Like a lot
think
of these
so?
English brothers are going to Italy, bro. They even wanted to get
Yeah,
Mason
but
over there and that, bro. I
nah,
feel
but
like Serie A is the place to go now. It's kind of resurgence now, where they've got 4 or 5 clubs that are doing stuff now. I think Serie A is the place to be now. You know.
no, you're right. You're right, but I don't know though. Yeah, like what ballers have went to Italy? Tamori, Abraham,
Thingy as well. Loftus Cheek's just gone there.
Loftus. Yeah,
Yeah, Smalling's there. There's a few English players out there now, bro.
maybe. I don't know though. I want to see him at Dortmund. Let him cook. Where he just play 2 at the back footy? Come on.
I know, but you know what it is? Because he's already done the Dortmund thing, I don't want it to be like
Let him be a legend.
a Pogba thing where he goes back to Juventus and that, and it's like, nah, man. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just like going back to your girl, yeah. Like the second time's
Yeah,
never as
but
good as the first time. You
Pogba's
know them
different
ones.
though. Pogba's
No,
different.
no,
Like,
but
my
the
guy,
second
no,
time's
but
never
bro,
as good as the first
no,
time,
but
though.
bro, but there's context to why Pogba's second time weren't as good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I
Yeah, it
thought
was
he was a little
injuries. It was injuries. Yeah,
injuries. I thought he,
I know.
and because of the injuries is why I thought he was a little bit finished. To be honest, nothing to do with his ability solely, but also like the shit with his bro. Like that guy has been through shit, bro. You know what I mean?
He's
Like
been
that
through
guy has
hell,
been through
man.
shit. Like honestly, bro. Like Pogba, yeah. Like that guy has been through fucking wild shit. So for me, that's different because I think Pogba. There's a world there where Pogba does fine at Juventus. I didn't ever see him going there and doing what he's done the first time, but that was purely because he was in a completely different phase. He was primarily like a baby when he left, you know what I mean? And
He
then
was,
next
he
thing you know,
was.
he goes to United and just gets fucking put
Bro,
through the
he was a
grinder for
young,
years.
exciting, enthusiastic player,
But
yeah.
that's what I
And
mean. Look at the
United
difference in his
beat the
body
hell
language when
out
he
of
came
him, yeah.
in and then when he left, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
United
and then
beat the
look at
grace
the
out of him.
difference of when he was at France than when he was at United. It was just so different because he could just be the guy there. I think Sancho is allowed to just be the guy at Dortmund. I don't think
No,
Pogba
he
went
is.
back to the same
No,
Juventus
but,
either.
but remember, he played with Erling, yeah, and he was still. So Sancho wasn't the main guy, and he didn't need to be. It's not even an ego thing because Erling was the main man. Do you know what I mean? But
I feel,
Sancho,
yeah, but
yeah,
he can be like,
he
he
can
can
be a
still,
talisman there. He can.
you
He
feel
can
me?
be that. He can be that. But I just want to see him go somewhere else.
It's like the way Haaland was the main guy, but Royce is still the main guy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Sancho
yeah,
can be
yeah,
that
yeah.
guy. Like I don't know. I understand what you're saying that there's a greater ceiling for Sancho if he is to reach his potential. But
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
also
going off based off our
I
discussion.
just think a new environment that you don't know, it also gets rid of a bit of comfort. You know,
Let's
sometimes
analyze
it's
the
good
top
to
club.
be
Let's analyze.
uncomfortable.
I feel yeah, but let's analyze. I'm also going off based what we've talked about. Who's going to, speak to Sancho correctly? What group of fans are going to support him more unconditionally, if you will? You know what I'm saying? Because it's a bit more fickle when it comes to United fans. One bad game, two bad game, sayonara for some. Especially
Yeah,
if you haven't proven it before, you've got a problem. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Whereas at that team, he's proven it before. He's got fans that'll support him. Therefore, I think the morale there will be correct for Sancho. But also, I just think let's analyze the top teams at the moment. Okay, Barca and Real are one thing, but let's just even try and forget about those two. PSG, they're always chopping and changing managers. They're doing a bunch of shit. In Italy, Juventus, they've got crazy stuff going on. AC Milan have found a bit of stability, I suppose, so that could be an option. Inter, they also seem to have their issues. I'm just saying that if we're going to get Sancho somewhere, let's just get him somewhere with a bit of stability. You know what I'm saying? And I think Dortmund is a good place for that. Even Bayern, they've got shit with Thomas Tuchel going on at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. He's killing them right now.
And I'm just like, come on, like just let it like. I don't know. I think there's a fantasy, a love story there, but who knows?
No, they
They'll
could
probably
be.
rot
But
on the bench for 2 more years.
what I'm saying is, I advise against making decisions with your heart, you know, and like, bro, because it's a short career. Don't go back to Dortmund because it's comfortable, and you know them and they know you. Do you know what I mean? That like it's a wide world out there. Like, think of your options. Like, think of
Okay,
your options, you know, instead of just saying, "Oh,
I
because
feel you.
Dortmund's the easy thing," and that's why men go back to their exes because they just go back to where they know, where they're comfortable, you know, like that. Like, I know what I'm gonna get with her, so it's not a risk. But that comfort, do you know what I mean, bro? You seem fall into old situations, and you realize why you left in the first place, you know, like that. And to be fair, he left Dortmund because he felt like he outgrew Dortmund and he wanted a bigger challenge in it. And it's one of them ones where he could go back, but why go back when you can move sideways? And to be fair, Man United are so rubbish right now. He could get a better club. You know, like that. Like he could get a better club than Man United because Man United are not good right now. So it's one of them ones where if he ends up going to say like a Milan club or something like that or whatever, bro, like it's a step sideways. It's not a step down, bro. Because Man United are poorly run at the moment. And in terms of the level we're playing at, some of the worst football that I have seen at this club in a long time. Like, and the results aren't great either. So it's not really like, yeah, like it's not really a step down, is it? Like, it's not really like it would be hard to step down from Man United right now because we're horrible.
He'd have been a good Mahrez replacement, don't you reckon?
Yeah, but he was never gonna go back to City though.
But wouldn't
Do you know
that be
what I
sick,
mean?
though? Wouldn't that be sick seeing
Bruv, him
Sancho?
under Pep would be an absolute problem, I'll be
Nah,
honest.
because I think Pep would just let him do what he wants. You know, not like let him do what he wants, like he's going to go and do a fuckery. But I just mean I think he'll let him be a bit more expressive, like the way he allows most of his players. Because I think that's what made Ilkay Gundogan so fucking good at City. You know,
Yeah,
the
he had a
fact
lot
that
of
my man
freedom there, but
he could just go
that's
anywhere.
because Pep trusted him though. Do you know what I mean? He was like he was Pep's like sergeant, you know, like that. So
But a lot of people have earned Pep's trust, and now we've got to ask the question: does Sancho have the ability to earn Pep's trust? And then
he
now
has
we've
the
got to ask the
ability.
question: has Pep Guardiola got the man management skills to get the best out of Sancho's ability? So if we agree that Sancho's got great ability, and we agree that Pep is an elite man manager, well, we've got a nice combination. And you think about the type of player Sancho is, he would thrive in that City team. Yous need to let him go, man. He's not going to do well at yous, and he's better than your football club.
He's not gonna do well.
Better than your football club. That's what we've just agreed there. Your football club is dead. It's shit, and he's
No,
better than your
hey,
football.
bro, listen. At present, I completely agree with you.
I'm
I
just
believe
trying to
that
rattle the
Pogba.
top reds in the chat. Don't worry
No, but
about it.
I believe Pogba was as well. Like honestly, the way Manchester United's run, yeah, we don't deserve good players because every time we get them, yeah, we always ruin them, and then it's always their fault. Like we've seen it. We saw it with Di Maria. We've seen it with loads of players. Every time they come to Man United, where they've actually got like something special about them, we ruin them, bro. We do, and then it always becomes their fault. Like all the time, always. Like it's always at this club. It's always back the manager. It's always the players' fault, bro. It's always the players' fault. Like it gets to the point where it's like, bro, like what do you mean, bro? We need to look past that now because it's getting
It's like the
ridiculous.
majority of the players go on and have better careers post United than what,
Bro,
or even
there's
previous to the United.
bruv,
Like,
there's not many players that leave this club here and don't do better, but it's not hard to do
yeah,
better.
yeah.
It's not hard to do better
Like
because we're
even
not doing
Alexis
anything.
Sanchez, he was one. He even left and done better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Memphis Depay.
Bruv,
Um,
Memphis turned into a different animal when he left us. Like, and the thing is, we
yeah.
let Memphis go too soon. Do you know what I
Nah,
mean? And I
used to.
always said that. I always
Yeah,
said that. We let him go way too soon. Do you know what I mean? He turned into a player. But the thing is, when he came in, it was the pressure of the number 7, and we wanted him to perform straight away. And when he didn't, we didn't give him no time. Memphis, we 100% messed out. Do you know what I mean? And it's bro, there was the same talk about Memphis's attitude and all these things when he was at Man United as well. And we know
mm,
that Memphis ain't got a bad attitude. Do you know what I mean? Like Louis Van Gaal actually came out and said that it was the opposite. He used to have to stop Memphis from doing extra training because he would do too much. He'd be in the gym, he'd be doing all these extra things.
yeah.
And Van Gaal was like, nah, chill out, bro. Like you're getting too bulky and like you're getting too big. Like you don't need to be lifting weights and doing all these other things. Like it was one of them ones where like Van Gaal used to have to tell him to chill out. And
Hmm.
even and look, that's it. Memphis himself said that he wasn't ready, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't. Do you know what I mean? And this is what it was. Like we let him go too soon. Do you know what I'm saying? And the same with Zaha as well, bro. Zaha would have pulled out if we gave him more time.
Yeah, that's another one actually. Yeah.
Bro, if we gave him more time, Man United always do that. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's one of them ones where it's like as a club, yeah, I think, yeah, cool. It is the pressure that the fans and other people put on players and stuff like that. It is that, but also the club's just not run very well, innit? It's not run very
Hmm.
well. And I think I see a video of someone I don't know who they were, but somebody sent it to me on Instagram, and they were talking about how the clubs run, um, and just in general, like when you see clubs that are doing well, you see how involved the owners are. Do you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And just everything like that. Owners in the dressing room with the players. When Chelsea was successful, you saw it with Roman. Do you know what I mean? When people genuinely care about the club and they're doing everything to make the club a good environment for people, you can kind of see it's like a family. Man United is just about PR, like it's nonsense. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just complete nonsense, and it's been like that for a long time, and it's not gonna change anytime soon. So we can
It
keep
feels
blaming.
soulless, your club, man. It really does feel
Yeah.
soulless. Like even looking at like the way I feel like the fans have this huge disconnect between them and the players as well. I just don't think there's that unity there. There's something missing. There's something missing at your team, and I think it all stems from the manager. Because think about it, we were shit before Klopp came. Weeks into Klopp's tenure, we were on board with the project. Weeks, and it weren't like blind. It was like we're gonna listen to him and we're gonna see what he can do. You know what I mean?
What happened
And
with
that
you
happened with
lot seems similar to what's going on at Tottenham at the moment. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
Where the
But it even
managers
happened
come
with Ten
in,
Hag.
everyone feels good, the football's good as
Yeah.
well. No, but Ten Hag's football was never good though. Do you know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah, he had bad results at the start, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the
I
football
think it
wasn't
all
good to
started
watch
getting
either.
better.
Yeah, the
What?
football wasn't good to watch, but we started getting results. Tottenham have got
Yeah.
visibly good football to watch. People are buying into what the manager's doing, yeah. And that also buys you time as well. Because hey, Tottenham fans are enjoying this right now. Like they actually
Yeah.
think that they can go to the Emirates and win in a few weeks. And it wouldn't really be a surprise if they did that based on how they're playing.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. It wouldn't be a surprise based on how they're playing if they actually did it. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them things where you have to look at what Klopp did, yeah. Look at what my man did, and it's like, cool. First season, I gave the manager the benefit of the doubt because we got the results without the football. But this is the second season. Like, I can't do results without the football again. And even now, we're not getting the results and we're not getting the football.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. No, I feel. Hey, yeah, people have got comfort in knowing Ten Hag finished above us in the first season. Jeez, man, like Ten Hag, you
Yeah,
know.
and we just did as well, bro.
Man, like Ten Hag, you know. Jeez. Nah, do you know what though? Do you know what I'll say about Ten Hag? He done well last season. He done well, but you've got to then ask how sustainable is it, and if it's not sustainable, then it's kind of pointless, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? It really, really is. I mean, I suppose you got you the League Cup, so it's not all that pointless. Like, I suppose it'll be nice being able to look back at Ten Hag and be like, he got us an extra piece of silverware. Like, and that was significant as well, that one, because I think that equaled our trophies again. I think we're
Yeah.
both on 68 each. So, like, it was significant, you know what I mean? And you can't just disrespect it. But for the sustainability of your football club, bro, I think he's running it into the ground. And I think where the problem starts to come in is that I'm starting to feel about him the way I felt about Ollie. Like, I'm fine with him being there. I don't fear Man United with him there. Honestly,
Jesus.
bro, I'm being deadly serious. I just don't fear any progress for your team because I just think he seems to not have something right.
No, you're
Something.
right. You're right though. You're right though. And you know what I mean? If you can see it from outside, then I feel very comfortable with my opinions on a manager. I'll be
Yeah.
real. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he's gonna prove me wrong. I wanted him to prove me wrong. Do you know what I mean? No, not even wanting him to prove me wrong. I wanted him to do well. I didn't even want to feel the need to have to be doubting him, but I have
Yeah.
serious doubts about him because there's too many inconsistencies, and that's the word that I use the most because like that sums up his tenure so far. Do you know what I mean? And even like this thing here where he's saying Sancho believes there's been notable inconsistencies in the way that certain rules are applied to him and other people. I was saying this, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because it's no shock that man's got his favorites because everyone's talking about Anthony, his son. Everyone's talking about it. And if we're talking about it, I don't think the players aren't talking about it.
Yeah.
Don't think the players ain't talking about it because the players watch this. The players watch all of our stuff, whether you like it or not. Because, bro, like these guys are 23, 22-year-old kid. Well, you think they don't watch YouTube? And then on top of that, you think that they're not in the dressing room. Do you think that these guys don't see these things? Like, if he thinks that he's not being treated, yeah, the same as everyone else, the same way as an Anthony or a Mason Mount or someone like that, and I'm sure he's not the only player that believes that. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he's not the only player. And this is why I say the manager needs to be careful, yeah, because he'll lose the dressing room. It's not just about Sancho. Because when players feel like there's inconsistencies and there's favourites, this is when man start to lose the dressing room.
Nah, I
This is
feel
what
you, fam.
happened. There's way
I
too
feel you.
many inconsistencies, yeah, with everything that he's been doing since he's been here. Like, and I always go back to the 7-0 when we lost to you lot. Man got slapped 7-0, yeah, and then next game he put out the same team again. Crazy. Like, how do you feel the same 11 players that get slapped 7-0? Like, you just don't do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Man said Garnacho's brother sees everything he's active on. Even Garnacho's brother was posting on Twitter saying certain man are getting favoritism and that. You lot, I don't want to paraphrase him. Do you know what I mean? You lot say what he said. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm
And that's
saying?
the thing. If you're gonna favor players too much, it can get. You're seeing that with us. If you
Because
hold
he
on
said
to
something
faith,
along the lines of, "Oh yeah, certain man are gonna play." Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, like no matter what kind of thing. Do you know what
Yeah,
I
the
mean?
difference between Ten Hag's favouritism and Klopp's favouritism, as well as the fact Klopp built his favouritism over a long period of time with players who had won him every trophy in the game, whereas Ten Hag, his favouritism's coming with players that he's, it's players that you question. It's thinking like, why is Bruno always just? He seems to get away with it when he has a really, really bad game, and that he's not really doing things that. If we're going to maintain these standards that Ten Hag likes to talk about, Bruno lacks in many aspects at times. Work rate and all these things. Also, just running around like a headless chicken. And even though he does good things, there's a lot of things he does wrong. And you think about other things as well. I think Ten Hag sitting there, he's being a little bit contradictory at times. And I just don't think he's got a hold of that dressing room. And I don't care how you do it, be a cunt,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
get that dressing room in order. Get it in order. That's the bare minimum that you can expect from a manager. And to me, it just doesn't seem like that's the case. But it's still early doors, man. You know what I mean? Like maybe United could try and salvage something, but the fact that we're 4 games in and we're already discussing the possibility of United going trophyless for another season and the players not being good enough and the options not being quite there. I mean, I suppose now you'll get to see Amrabat, a United team where Amrabat feels different if he's going to get given the starting, the game time. But then you've got to trust Ten Hag's decision making, which has just been so far. I'm surprised that guy hasn't been given more game time. Donny van der Beek, I thought just because the style that Ten Hag has gone with of getting some of his older players he's familiar with, I thought I was going to see more of Donny van der
Yeah,
Beek,
but
and
yeah,
I've
but
always rated him.
this is another the Donny van de Beek situation. Yeah, is another for me is another telltale sign of the manager. Yeah, going against what he thought he was gonna do.
He's
Do you know what I'm
changed his
saying?
mind halfway through type
He's
idea.
changed his mind in the football he was gonna play because he bottled it. Because he came to Man United wanting to play a certain way, lost a few games, and then he bottled it. That's what he did because all of a sudden, Donny went from being a semi-integral player for him to being surplus to requirements because Donny
Yeah.
can't play the football that he wants to play because he's changed. He's changed the way he wants to play. Yeah, that don't seem like a manager that's confident in what he's doing, bro. To me, that doesn't make sense.
And you don't want a manager who's doubting himself.
No, and I think he is doubting himself. Do you know what I'm saying? I think he's doubting himself very much. Man said, hold on. If you all knew things that I know, you would understand more about who starts and who does not. He wrote on Friday before deleting it. That was Garnacho's brother. Bro, listen. At the end of the day, bro, like, man them know there's favourites, innit? And that's probably why that dressing room's rotten, innit? Like, this is just what it is. The dressing room is just, bruv, it's crazy. This manager ain't got control of this dressing room. And putting one player out is not going to change anything.
Do you think
Not
Ten
gonna.
Hag's low-key a pretender? Because think about it, bro. Yeah, like my man came in and started dropping one-liners that like any fan base who suffered with mediocrity for years were going to love those one-liners. Like the fact that he even tried to call out Pep and Klopp, like all leaders come to an end and all that. Bolly, he knew what he was doing. He's a smart guy. Those Dutch people are smart enough to understand that that was a shot. And the kind of like cheeky as well, you know what I mean? And I just think Ten Hag, I think he didn't realise the depth of work that he had to do with Man United. I think he had full faith that he could fully turn this round instantly. And I think now he's starting to realise, like, oh shit, like these fans aren't going to give me the time that I thought I was maybe going to get. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. But you might be right. But you know what it is in football, yeah? You can never get comfortable as a player or as a manager. You know, like that. Like, just because a club gives you a certain... Bruv, look at Graham Potter. He got a long contract at Chelsea, didn't last. You know, like that. Like I say, you have to earn your right. You have to pay your rent every single day, bro. If the manager doesn't pick up on the results, he'll be under pressure. There's no two ways about it. Do you know what I mean? There's absolutely no two ways about it, bro. So, like, it's gonna be a big few games because I think we got Brighton and we got Bayern Munich. If he loses both of those games, he's under serious pressure, bro. Like serious pressure.
Oh, so Ten Hag's going to get sacked. Nah, he can't get sacked this soon. You gotta give
No,
him
he won't get sacked right away. But I'm saying he's under serious pressure if he loses.
Nah, I'm
them
not
two
saying
games.
you're saying that, but I can tell that's the direction that's where it's going. Give us a few more weeks, few more bad results, and let us cook. We'll make sure that we assemble in our numbers, and I'm talking about me and other neutrals and other anti-Manchester United supporters, and we will definitely praise the man that is Eric Ten Hag, only if he does the job. So he needs to cook. Do you get what I'm saying? For us to support him, like we did with Ollie. Do you remember when Ollie in was trending? Do you remember that? And it was no
Bruv,
United fan.
that definitely wasn't United fans doing that.
Nah, but it was good. It was good. And about at least half of those trending tweets were from me. Do you get what I'm saying? So just know these thumbs will be getting put to action when it comes to the tweeting and shit. You know what I'm saying, chat? Because Ten Hag needs to end up being bollocks only because of all the shit that your fans have spoke about him and all the confidence you. There's nothing more that I love than seeing my enemies' confidence being shattered to a million pieces. It genuinely, nothing gives me more joy. And that does demonstrate some fucked up things about James Redmond. But what it also shows is that the demise of Manchester United will continue. And I can live that way. I can live that way because your fans are the one group of fans that I sit there and think, like, you guys deserve this. You deserve it. And bro, you're my guy. You're my guy. In any part of life, I want you to nothing but prosper. You deserve this. Oh, you deserve this. The shit you gave me over the years. And the little one-liners and shit. And you're brutal with it, bro. So even when your team shit, you can do these things. But nah, bro, you deserve this. And your mates in the chat deserve this. And yeah, I'm so happy that this is happening. And I hope it continues as well. Know what I'm saying?
I hear you, bro. I hear you, bro. It's gonna be interesting to see what goes on anyway, bro. Now, I mean, like, I can understand why you feel the way you feel because, bro, when it was you lot losing, I was enjoying it. I'll be real. Last season, you lot were trash, and it was great. So I completely understand how you feel at the moment, bro. Because yeah, I don't see this getting better for us. Do you know what I mean? If Sancho has been frozen out, then we're starting with Garnacho, Rashford, and Hoyland, and then Pelistri's next off the bench because Anthony's suspended. So we have no attacking options. Like, yeah, hey, bro, we're dusted. I'll be real. We can't go up against Bayern Munich with that team and expect to do anything. I'll be real. We can't expect to do nothing with that team, bro.
Odds on Galatasaray doing a job, by the way, because I'm kind of putting my hope on them. Do you get what I'm saying?
This guy's that's so disrespectful. Galatasaray. Nah, that's crazy.
Nah, they've got a lot of fans.
You're taking a piss, bro. At their place, it might be a tricky one still. I can't lie. I don't trust Man United away from home.
I think Icardi and Zaha's going to cook fucking Harry Maguire. Nah, come on, bro. Wait there.
Hold on, what? Ziyech is there as well?
Who's Zaha?
No, Ziyech is there as well. And Zaha, bro, I didn't know. Bro, they got a better front three than us.
How do you feel that they've got a better front three than you? Can you tell me?
Yo,
come on, I'm doing a Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? Nah, because seriously, that could be a better front three than what United have got. Like, we can debate this right now if you want to. You know what I mean?
It's not even a debate, bro. That's crazy.
Oh, I wish Saeed was here because he'd be fuming about what I just said. Nah, do you know what, though? Do you know what? Think about it. I'm just saying, think about it. How much of a shame would it be if you guys... Because yeah, we're going to analyse a few, aspects. Last season, technically, based on history, one trophy each. Now, ours weren't as good as yours, granted, but still, it was still technically one trophy each and we won 7-0. Right? Wouldn't it be ironic that the one trump you had over us was Champions League and you got knocked out by fucking Galatasaray, by a fucking Man United reader, and by friggin' Icardi, who's been shit for 5 years, and Ziyech as well, who's failed every medical to any team that he's tried to complete it, besides Galatasaray. So, yeah, bro, just know you'll get cooked. Wait, where the Galatasaray are they, Istanbul?
I'm not sure.
You'll get cooked.
I'd assume so, though.
Istanbul's gonna cook you.
Nah, listen, if we don't get out of that group, yeah, bro. I'll be real, but no, there's a real possibility, James. There's a real
Yeah.
possibility.
I'm just letting you know that you're a shit, bro. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I'm a friend of yours, so I'm just allowing
Yeah,
you to anticipate what you're going to
we're
see.
terrible, innit? We're
Yeah.
terrible.
Nah, that's
We're
facts.
terrible.
Facts.
Like it's gonna be bad, innit?
That's facts.
It's gonna
Nah,
be bad. I'll
you're
be
taking it
real.
good, though. You know what I mean? You take it better than most United fans. You get
No,
what I'm
but that's
saying?
because, bro, bruv, because I'm honest about what's happening here.
No, I
Do you
feel
know what
you.
I mean? Like loads of people, yeah, it's like they want to back the club blindly, just like they want to back the manager blindly. Like when the manager does stupid things, they don't want to say it. They don't want to say it because it just means that it's like if they admit the manager's done something wrong, then somehow it makes them lesser as a fan or something like that. They feel like being a good fan is just deluding themselves, yeah, into believing that everything's going according to plan and all we need is time. No, no. There are many,
Yeah.
many, many things that are going wrong. Many things that are going wrong. Many things that are being done wrong. And it's crazy, bro. Do you know what I mean? And bro, we're gonna find out, bro. There's a real humbling on the cards, bro. It could be a Bayern Munich absolute destruction. It could be that. It could be like a 5-0 or something like that to Bayern Munich. It could be something like that. That, bro, their man just, bro, it's crazy.
I will be there.
Bruv,
I will be there. I will be there.
just thinking about it, bro, is depressing. Cause I'll be real.
I'll be there for the Harry Kane masterclass. Don't you worry about it. Him and Thomas Muller are going to be doing bits. Do you get what I'm saying? And I will be there when Zaha nutmegs your fucking fullbacks and Harry Maguire. I'll be there. And it'll be interesting. I'll also be there for when you do get knocked out in the Europa League. You send Donny van de Beek or someone out on loan. You play against fucking Real Betis, which is where you've sent him. And they knock you the fuck out. Just because you're shit. And he'll be out of the Europa League, by the way. I'm just letting you know I am manifesting a devastatingly shit season for Man United right now. And I'm doing it in front of thousands so everybody understands. And what I like is the fact everyone's agreeing with this in the chat as well. It's like you know that you're a shit. And I'm just pissing on your grave as all. Do you get what I'm saying? But you're my guy though, bro. And you know what as well? Like, I do hope maybe one day you can see a little bit of something. Maybe a League Cup in 5 more years. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that can take it over for a bit longer.
Bro, we just need a takeover, bro. That's all we need.
No, you don't
That's
need
all
that.
we
See,
need.
it's delusional
That's all
to
we
think that you
need,
just
bro.
need money.
That's
Money
all
isn't the
we
problem
need.
to everything. The money
Nah,
is
but
not
it's
that.
not the money because it's the restructure at board level that will come with the takeover. That's what
Could be
will the
worse.
takeover will come.
Could be worse.
Nah, bro. That's why we need a takeover. Just because we need a restructure, not because of the money. Do you know what I mean? It's not about the money. It's about the fresh start. It's about no more jobs for the boys. Because that's how Man United's run. Because the owners don't care about the club, they're letting people in-house just run the club however they want. The Glazers probably have zero involvement on a day-to-day of how the club's run. They don't really care. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas someone, if they buy it personally and they're a fan and they have real interest, speaking from experience, yeah, like you'll want to know who's doing everything and why everything's being done, and you want everything done a certain way. Like you will want that. The Glazers don't care about that. They only care about the bottom line, how much money we getting in. That's all they care about, you know? So I think the takeover would be good for that. It's not about the money for players.
Money makers.
Man said Top Red's
Jeez.
already on Ten Hag's neck on Talksport. Bro, that's crazy. Like, but I told man anyway that like the fans hadn't fully bought into him anyway. Not all of them, so it's not really a surprise. Do you know what I'm
Believe in
saying?
the process.
It's crazy right now. Man saying Jaden's refusing to back down. He's not gonna back down, bro. He'll leave in January, and then that'll be it. I reckon at some point there will be a ceasefire though between him and a manager. I think that his blood's still hot right now. Do you know what I mean? And he's making a point, but I think he'll back down eventually and he'll be back in the team, innit? But the relationship's definitely been
Who's your next game?
Brighton on the weekend at home.
Hopefully their lack of or the other players that they've sold, hopefully that's not going to be too detrimental to their performance. Is it home or away?
At home, luckily, or else I'd definitely have us down to lose that game.
And how many points are you on at the moment?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think have we got 2 wins, guys? I think we've got.
Jeez, you've got 2 wins. Nah, that's actually sick. You know, I thought you was doing well worse than that, weren't they?
No, I think we've got 2 wins. I think we're on 6 or something.
Nah, that's gas, bro. Yeah, he's 11th. You've got 2 wins, 2 losses. So yeah, at least you signed drawing.
That's it. I mean, the loss is better than drawing, man. The draws kill you at the end. Do you know what I mean? The draws kill you at
Those
the
who
end,
fight
man.
for draws, that ends up suffering for it. You know what I'm saying? Those who fight for draws, because I think that's where like you win less games, but you lose more.
Yeah, 100%. And that's it. So, nah, man, big up everyone. Smash up the likes, man. You know what I mean? What, 1.2K in here? We don't have 600 likes. We're only on 440. We ain't even got 500. Let's get up to 600 likes, people. You know what I mean? The ratios are not ratioing. You get me? What you got coming up, though, my bro? You lot make sure you follow his channel and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. You know the links in the title, people. What's good, man? What's coming up?
More streams. Football will be back this week as well, so there'll be more to talk about. Stay tuned in. But great show, though, my G. Know what I'm saying?
Come on. That's what I mean. I think tomorrow is the derby in Germany, innit? I think Bayern Munich are playing.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna do a watch along for the Harry Kane game, bruv, tomorrow, because that's what it is
Nice.
now. I don't even care about Bayern Munich, blood, but I'm
Yeah.
sure Harry Kane's playing tomorrow. So I think tomorrow evening we're gonna do that, guys, and then we got the Ligue 1 show as usual on the Friday as well. When's your next show, bro? Anything you want to plug?
It'll be tomorrow. Tomorrow, some point, you'll see a scheduled on the channel. Go check it out, people. Big up, everyone.
Love that, people. So yeah, man, big up everyone inside, and yeah, man, tomorrow we go again.